a voice. I see that Jeskai Ascendancy is already in the queue, so put these towards it. 10 out of 10. Alright, so before we jump into the league, and I'm recording this now, I just want to talk about this deck a little bit. So this is, we're calling it Spicy or Weird JAC. So this deck is doing a lot of things that are different from the normal list that I've played. The first is the mana base is fairly different. There's no gemstone mines in here. The second, and this is a little bit concerning to me, is that it's still only playing 16 lands, but this deck has cut a significant number of cantrips from the deck. So there's only Sleight of Hand. There's no Ops, there's no Serum Visions, and it's still playing the same number of 1 mana dorks. Eternal Witness is kind of neat, along with the Summoner's Pact package. Along with this Ink-Treader Nephilim and Twinflame to do a lot of weird things. There's a couple of infinite combos you could do with this deck. 2 mana dorks plus JAC plus Eternal Witness plus Twinflame does technically let you go infinite. So there's a lot of neat things going on here. Whether or not these things are actually good, I have no idea. But this deck did win a 64-player PPTQ last weekend. Zach Elsick sent the deck list in, and then Nivik donated for it to cut the line into today's queue. So this is definitely a more gimmicky version of JAC, for sure. Like, the remands, I think, are the things that are most strange to me. Honestly, a lot of the things that are going on here could be genuinely neat. The remand is definitely the card that's, like, giving me the most, like, this is weird, right? Thanks, -3 Karn. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun playing Magic this weekend. Tron. Get a breeding pool. Just looking for Ascendancy right now, right? These Banishing Knacks and these Retraction Helixes seem pretty medium. I guess they're spells, though. These are cards that people often ask why I don't play them in my typical build of Ascendancy. I think they leave a lot to be desired, so we'll have to see how they feel here. I'm going to mute myself off and on here while I eat some nuts. It's almost noon here, and it's about time for lunch. Apprentice with the $100 cut the line donation. Here's 2 links I made for it. If it's not good enough, let me know. We'll throw it to them. Your tapped out link is set to private, Apprentice. And your goldfish link is still spinning. I appreciate the support, but I can't see either of those decks. On the tapped out, you'll want to edit it and then uncheck the private checkbox that's checked by default. DJ Gigante, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate it. No, I don't really plan on doing a tournament breakdown in video form. I definitely plan to do one up on my YouTube channel at some point. Or sorry, on my it'll be included in my written article this week, though. Okay. If they don't Stone Rain us again here, we might be okay. That being said, I've played against Tron before, so their next turn is going to be Stone Rain us, play another card, and Stone Rain us again, and then we'll concede. So if they do something medium with this, though, we could be in an okay spot. I don't actually think we sideboard anything here, right? I think I actually just click submit. Yeah, I'm gonna click submit. Seems very good. Actually, want to just get the second Mana Dork into play here. That way next turn I can go JAC into Abundant Growth and get going. You think the Magic scene would be better if more esports organizations invested in a pro scene like the Hearthstone? So part of the problem with Magic and like pro scenes is the way Magic tournaments are structured very differently from the rest of those other games that you just talked about there. And I honestly think that it's a big part of why Magic hasn't taken off. In addition to like some of the other things that could definitely help, I think like a good example is look at how Hearthstone tournaments on average are structured versus how Magic tournaments are structured. Like the Magic Pro Tour versus like say how random Hearthstone versus random Hearthstone tournaments tend to be structured. The way Hearthstone tournaments tend to be structured is in a way that is more exclusive and smaller, whereas Magic tournaments by and large are like these open, and even the Pro Tour to a degree is fairly open invite in comparison to Hearthstone tournaments that are big and have a lot of coverage. No, having enough mana isn't going to be the issue here. Having enough spells is going to be the issue. I'm not stitchering because there's a good chance I brick off and die here. Bussum, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. This is why I didn't put the Stitcher into play, chat. No, that's not actually what I said. TLDR. No, that's not what I said at all. What I said was saying TLDR Magic is complicated and that's why it can't reach people is lazy. It's accepting the status quo as what we currently have as what it is and what it's the only thing it can be. And that's a very lazy approach in my opinion. Hey, look at that. You did it, right, dog? Julius, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime. I appreciate it. Yeah, this will fit right into me Mondays here. We'll have this one up next, Apprentice. Thank you for the support as always. Non-creature spells, non-creature spells, non-creature spells. Glittering Wish, Glittering Wish, Glittering Wish. All right, and again, not putting the Fatestitcher into play until I have two non-creature spells in my hand to give myself the best possible chance to go off this turn. Yeah. And honestly, things like worlds, I think are a good example of ways that things could be structured better. Like, I think the way worlds is structured is actually very good. Like that small exclusive tournament where you care and are invested in most of the people that you're going to be seeing on camera, that's a way to build stories and make viewers engaged. A big part of the problem with Magic from a coverage perspective, Knights with the $5 donation. Great finish at the SCG. I was glued to the screen for Twitter for updates. So glad to arises. Thank you for the support. A big part of the problem with Magic, in my opinion, is that Wizards is still selling this dream that you should want to play on the Pro Tour instead of selling the idea that you should want to watch the Pro Tour. That's what you want to sell to people to become that sporting style of event, to get those viewer numbers up. You want to get people engaged and give them a reason to watch, not just give them a reason to play. Giving people a reason to watch something like a Pro Tour gives them a reason to play Magic. So we bricked off and died there a little bit. Someone was asking why I was keeping cards in my hand. Keeping those cards in my hand means that I have extra cards to discard to Jeskai Ascendancy, which is valuable. Would love to play first. So Spicy JAC, Rally, Gifts. We may or may not make it to Karma Control today. Sounds very good. Said that about the last one too, though, when we died, so. I missed the whole week of Hoagland content. I was at the beach, got a lot of catching up to do. Thanks for the 10 months, Elgolth. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Sure, I never said Hearthstone is perfect, so get out of here. Like, people use, and you see this in politics and real life too, when you bring up a suggestion, people like to be non-constructive and just respond to suggestions with, well, the suggestion you've made is only a small improvement and doesn't solve every single issue we have. So because it's only a small improvement, it's not a change worth making. And it's like, well, the reality of living in the real world is that most good changes are a culmination of a lot of really small changes. Like, one big sweeping change fixing everything anywhere in life is pretty uncommon. And the reality is smaller changes is what really happens a lot of the time. Watching you this weekend was the best viewer experience I've had watching Magic. Thank you for the 1,000 bits, Polly. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I had fun playing. So I'm going to shock this into play around Mana Leak. Shock this into play around Mana Leak. Okay, we get to recast it here, which is sweet. Voices, I completely agree. I think the super leagues that they have on Magic's channel on the regular are a amazing and fantastic format for making Magic content that's more engageable for people. Like, look at the numbers the super leagues get on weeknights, and could you imagine if we had high level Magic tournaments with like real prize on the line that were structured in a way that's as accessible as that? Like, that would be very, very good content in my opinion. You made the top 8 of the Open. Thank you for the bits, Algoltha. I did. I went 13-0 in the Swiss. and then had a concession and a draw. But in the matches played in the Swiss, I was undefeated. All right, let's do some looting here. We're pretty unlikely to break off here with a draw 2 plus this Eternal Witness. Opponent should very likely be dead here at this point. So we get to go ahead and cast this Eternal Witness here. Pick back up Scarscale Ritual, which is going to give us 3 more cards. The pointing out of lack of speculation, price hiking, and general sentiment. Maybe do a 180. That's funny. Yeah, Nivik. That's really great that he's in a position to do that. Finley, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. So these Swan Songs should definitely come in, right? What am I cutting? Banishing Knack and the other bounce spell are probably pretty bad. Let's run it like that. What Jerry Thompson did was a little bit different, Zipduck. Jerry Thompson didn't donate all of his tournament winnings. He raffled off all of his Pro Tour winning deck that he signed and his trophy and stuff. He didn't give the actual prize money away. It was still great what he did, but technically what he did was a little bit different than what Kibler is doing. So again, just to not get crucified on the internet later, I'm not belittling what Jerry did. What he did was awesome, but what he did is different than what Kibler is doing. Kibler and the team of people that he's playing with are contributing all of the prize money that they make at the Pro Tour to the ACLU. And they have a GoFundMe page where Kibler is going to be donating all of his money from the Silver Showcase as well. Or he's going to donate money from the Silver Showcase, matching what other people donate from a GoFundMe page. Someone asked in chat what the ACLU is. The ACLU basically provides lawyers and legal advice for people that can't defend themselves based on civil liberties issues in the United States. Ananame, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it. I should have boarded the Sage in. You're right. Super correct. Should have brought the Sage in. Well, I do generally try to keep specific politics out of the chat. I think it's fair to say it's an accurate statement that the ACLU is currently doing more work that's more important under this current administration than some of the previous ones. I don't think it's unreasonable to suggest that, unreasonable or incorrect. If someone has data to the contrary of that idea, I'd be welcome. I'd welcome to see it. Is that condescend for one? Sure. I would play 0 Dark Confidants. I don't think Dark Confidant is very good in that deck. And you know what's great? Because of the Summoner's Pact, we actually get to start comboing this turn, right? I actually really like the idea of Summoner's Pact in this deck. So I get to bin this. I get to go ahead and search for... This is just Eternal Witness, right? Then I get to go ahead and put Fatestitcher into play. Then I get to untap this. Then I get to go ahead and cast Abundant Growth here. Loop through that. This Glittering Wish gets to draw us 2 cards. Okay. We could theoretically brick here, but it's pretty unlikely at this point. Dear Magic Online, why isn't Fatestitcher Heaven always yes? Yeah, if you ever see me in a tournament, feel free to come up and say hello. I always love meeting people. As long as I'm not right in the middle of a match. Sweet. That Abundant Growth draw should mean we're in the clear here, I think. Pretty sure you can't? No, you cannot always just Fatestitcher because Magic Online. This build's kind of sweet. It's also, guess what? Even if what I did isn't necessarily fair, I've got some bad fucking news for Magic players. Sorry, I'm working to swear less. I shouldn't have said that. I've got some bad news for Magic players. Life's not fair. This is my channel. I can do whatever I want here while having a double standard. Sorry. Even if it is an unfair double standard, this is not a democracy. I am the dictator. So, you know, there is a link to submit decks under the stream. Please use that form to submit all decks. It's good to be the king. Oh, those are the wrong colors of mana. You're not wrong, Nivik. You're not wrong. I can press 3 or Y. Really? Oh, I totally can. That's great. How did I not know this? I've played this deck way too much to not be aware of that. Illicet, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate it. Oh gosh, and we can remand our own spells, chat. Are they dead yet? I feel like they should be dead. I don't actually know at this point. Gosh, this is so much quicker, chat. I can't believe I feel like I've been living a lie this whole time. I feel like I've been living a lie. So for those of you that haven't seen this archetype before, basically we win the game by like drawing through our deck and casting a bunch of spells. All right, Twinflame is infinite at this point. So we can technically go arbitrarily large with Twinflame. So we Twinflame here. And then this is technically free because we have the mana creatures. Yeah. It isn't about winning or losing. It isn't about winning or losing. It's about recognizing the fact that this is my personal space and I'm allowed to do what I want here and I'm allowed to expect certain things of what I want here. I get that people think that they should be allowed to do whatever they want, wherever they want to do it, and there should be no repercussions, and they should be able to say things that as long as they're not doing something illegal, nobody should be able to have anything to say about them. But this is my personal space. I'm allowed to expect people to do certain things if they want to interact in my personal space. This is not some public space where your civil liberties are protected, where you get to say whatever you want. I get to haul you off to Twitch Hogland jail. There's no First Amendment here in Hoglandia. I always love when people are like, this is why people don't like you. And it's like, well, if they didn't like me for that reason, they would find some other reason to dislike me. You can never please everyone. And while there's a lot of things that you can do that are generically thought of as hostile and bad, even if you try to do everything perfectly, people are still gonna find a reason to dislike me or the things that I do. And that's okay. I don't need everybody to like me. I'm happy with me. And that's the most important part at the end of the day, is that I'm happy with me. All right, so maybe I shouldn't have played Forest on one. The lack of a Hallowed Fountain in this deck feels really bad, huh? The lack of a Hallowed Fountain feels kind of bad. I really wish I could get Hallowed Fountain here. Mana creature is exactly what we're looking for, though. Let's do that and pass here. Oh, they're playing Ponza. Okay, deal. I don't like you because your name is Jeff. Just kidding. Love the streams, dealer choice. Thank you, Samian, for the support. I appreciate it. Hopefully I just like blood braid into like a mana dork here. Even if they have Blood Moon us this turn, we're still okay, right? Basic Forest in my Ascendancy deck feels bad. Hit a mana card. Stone Rain. I don't want to wish for Ritual because I would like to... And the Pact's just going to let us go off again next turn, right? Don't mind me, I want the 3rd place badge. It's me, your dad. Thank you for the biddies. I mean, and it's like, it's super okay. I don't expect everyone to agree with everything that I said, but to like come in here. Oh, I shouldn't have even played this, right? I should have held it. Yeah, 10 out of 10 should have held that. But like to come into my space and complain about how I run my private space, it's just like, get out of here. This is basically a free cantrip, isn't it? This is a 0 mana card that draws. This is a super good addition to this archetype. I don't know if I like everything this deck is doing and all the numbers it has on things, but Summoner's Pact is like a really good addition to this deck. Wanted to drop in for a second, congratulate you. I'm traveling today, but need to donate for some of the 5-0s you snagged this weekend. Sounds good, Belligerent Mars. Thank you for the support. Hope you have a safe travel day. I really like the Summoner's Pacts in this deck. The more I think about it, the more like that's like a really good addition. And again, like we talk about on this stream a lot, like when you make changes to decks, you should be fixing problems that they have, and like getting to play a 0 mana cantrip is a big deal. Because fetching a Dryad Arbor doesn't really do anything, and I don't know exactly what color of mana I want to make just yet. And I might also need this land to make mana at some point. So Delver Fate went 5-0, 5-0, and then Rightful 3-2. No, I actually only lost one match. One of my losses in the Swiss was a concession. So Twinflame is lethal, right? Yeah, Twinflame's lethal. Yeah, Twinflame is infinite. We get to go. This build is sweet. So we get to go Witness, and even if I didn't have this other Pact here, I could pick this Pact back up. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, Nivik. Because now this untaps the mana dorks, and JAC double dork Eternal Witness plus Twinflame is infinite. So now we get to do this. Oh, this is a sorcery, so I have to hold on a second. So we Twinflame the Eternal Witness. And now the Eternal Witness comes into play and picks Twinflame back up. Okay, I'm kind of super impressed with what's going on right now. So some of the rest of you might not appreciate this, but like I spent a lot of time playing Jeskai Ascendancy, and like this is sweet. Meme Mondays are quite great. This was a good addition to the schedule. We've assembled Splinter Twin in JAC. To be fair, the opponent probably just stopped paying attention to what we were doing and was like doing something in their web browser on another screen and like came back and went, oh, they're infinite, I can concede now. Like, so like, I think these remands are kind of nonsense. I think like playing this over playing other cantrips seems bad, but like this, the Summoner's Pact is a good addition to this deck, I think. I think Summoner's Pact with some Eternal Witnesses are a good addition to this deck. I also think these Banishing Knacks and these Retraction Helixes are kind of like these 5 cards. This card's probably kind of silly too, but like these 5 cards I don't think make a lot of sense, but the Pact package in this deck seems truly great. Thanks, Bruno. I also feel like you should probably play a bunch of Misty Rainforest and a basic island. No, basic island seems kind of loose. I think I'd probably max the Misties and like cut a breeding pool for a basic island. I don't think I have anything I really want to sideboard here, do I? I guess Swan Song could maybe be useful. I don't think these cards are very good. You don't play Mutavault because of Spellstutter Sprite. You played Spellstutter Sprite because of Mutavault. Mutavault is a very, very good card in Modern. Spending 2 mana to deal 2 damage every turn is great. Thanks, Scarfed. Oh, we don't have a Flesh Blood in our sideboard. How can we not kill with a... If we have time, Billy Boy, Karma Control will be the last deck today. We may or may not have time. The lack of a Flesh Blood in the board is strange. Yeah, there should definitely be a way to kill with Sylvan Caryatid in the board. I think it's a pretty big mistake to not have one. Yeah, but you don't always have a creature that can attack extras. There's a non-zero amount of games where like you are like where you're like comboing with only Sylvan Caryatid. The Fumaroles are very good. Fatestitcher can attack, but there are games where you don't see your Fatestitchers. Yeah, or if they play Graveyard Hate. You want to be able to win without your graveyard. Yeah, probably. I think Mutavault's just very underplayed in general. Also, the fact that, like, Mutavault turns Wizard Lightning into Lightning Strike is, like, very reasonable. Trinisphere. Okay. Okay. Huh. Well, we're definitely just putting Ascendancy into play here, right? That's not close. This build's probably a lot worse against, this build's a lot worse against Blood Moon 2 without Manamorphose. The problem is if you play 3 colors, you have to lose Mutavault, and Mutavault's better than Raging Ravine. Yeah, we can beat 3-ball. I have 1 copy of Retraction Helix in my deck right now, and I have 4 copies of Glittering Wish to wish for answers. We can also have 3 Mana Dorks and just combo off through Retraction Sphere. That's annoying, but not the end of the world. Can tap 3-ball with Fatestitcher. Yep, that is definitely a line that can happen. Yep. Yes, blue-white turns did get pushed out. The slaughter games in the board seems a little bit weird too. I'm having a hard time thinking of any deck I would want to slaughter games with this deck where I can't just race them. I did, J-Robes. I did. There isn't a Wereter in here either, is there? That's strange. Jake, I'm going to be talking about that in my article this week. Thanks, Frozen. So they should be dead here, hopefully. No, Rally Gifts had a $100 donation for it, Billy Boy, so it's guaranteed next. Unless something tops that. Would like to destroy that one. Ad Nauseam is a pretty good matchup for this archetype in my experience. We will get to it eventually, Billy Boy. Everything in the queue gets played. Everything in the queue gets played. And the Summoner's Pact are... So we're losing mana right now, but the Summoner's Pact net us mana, which is really great. The Summoner's Pact is such a good addition to this archetype. Just like, still kind of can't get over like how good of an addition that is. I don't know, Wub. I would really have to think about that. I'm really not sure offhand. Is this infinite? No, we need one more mana creature for this to be infinite, right? When's the next freeze? I don't know, Nivik. We'll see how the queue ends up, how things end up panning out in the queue. I'm being a little bit more aggressive. It didn't, Nivik. And actually, my income didn't change that much either last time I froze. I'm being more aggressive about the decks I'm rejecting. So, there's a good chance a freeze won't happen for a little while just yet. Lumberjack, you should wait until I accept it unless you're okay with having to put the bits towards something else if the deck you sent in isn't okay. I check the things that have been added to the queue at the end of every stream. Morning, Justin. Amethy, thank you for the 4-month free subscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, we need a Fatestitcher here. Retraction Helix is not infinite, chat. I need a second creature for Retraction Helix to be infinite. We need a second creature for Retraction Helix to be infinite. It is infinite if we get the second Ascendancy in play. That is true. So I could make white here. The problem is I need another creature. Yeah, but okay, so the problem here, chat, is I can Summoner's Pact to get my third mana, but then I don't have a fourth mana to untap it again. I can get the second Ascendancy, but I don't have the tools. I think I'm gonna start by casting Retraction Helix here, because this does just give me a loot, which is fine. Gives me an extra look. Have I played a land yet this turn? This is turn 5. I've not played a land, right? Pretty sure I haven't played a land. Ding. All right, I believe we're home free now. Oh, I'm dumb. This untaps this. Shh. I've played this deck before. Sorry, the people that pointed that out, I missed it. So this untaps. This returns abundant growth. And again, here's that problem that we talked about. I actually need, like, so if I was playing my version of Ascendancy with a, what's it called in the board? The discard card. I'm blanking on it. With Flesh Blood in the board, they'd be dead here. But because we don't have a Flesh Blood to go get, they're actually not dead yet. We need a Fatestitcher. Actually not gonna loot just yet. I don't want to discard through too many things. Well, how? I can't go infinite because I'll draw out, right? I'm not actually infinite. Or you're saying I'll get to infinite because of the other things? Oh, I'll get to infinite because of Twinflame, right? Because we'll pick up all of our stuff and we'll get to Twinflame. I think you're right, actually, Zach. We should always be looting because we get to Twinflame. Billy Boy, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate it. So there's the Twinflame. So this means I get to set up Splinter Twin now, right? I've discarded both my Eternal Witnesses though, so I need to go Reborn Hope one of them. Oh, Reborn Hope doesn't hit E-Witness. Tilt. So I discarded both my witnesses, which was apparently a mistake. Oh, Nephilim does it too? Yeah, I guess we're giving Kitchen Finks haste, huh? That's the plan here. Oh yeah, they just block with, god dang it. All right, so what am I? So I'm casting this. And then I'm doing this. Yeah, I still have my Retraction Helix going. Oh yeah, I can bounce it. There we go. Listen, this is really convoluted, so bear with me. I think they're dead. I don't actually know if I can cast enough spells, I guess. Yeah, we don't need to loot anymore, right? And again, just like if there was a Flesh Blood in the sideboard, we'd be okay. I have another JAC in the board, right? I haven't wished for that yet. Yeah, we have lethal. We just have to click through it at this point, chat. I'm aware that we have lethal. So. Just have to make our Kitchen Finks. We just have to make our Kitchen Finks a 16 power creature here. Can I always know this? Nope, can't always know that one either. All right. Abundant Growth is not a May draw, but we have enough stuff here that it doesn't matter. Is this pod racing, right? Is this the largest Sylvan Caryatid that's ever existed? Has there ever been a Sylvan Caryatid with more points of power and toughness than this one, do we think? You literally can't always know here. Listen, our opponent could concede at any point here. They are more than welcome to pack it in. They should understand that they're dead here at this point. This is gonna be a long league, chat. Oh look, there's Ink-Treader Nephilim. Is there other permanents to send a message? Get out of here. Get gone. The Caryatid stole your girl. What are you doing, right? We unfortunately can't bounce their land since it's non-land. It's gonna make him a little bit bigger and end with this in our hand just in case something goes wrong. I'd like to attack for lethal. 43. So a what's it called would have made that. A fling would have made that a lot easier. You cannot pact for a Fatestitcher. Twitch chat never knows what Summoner's Pact does. Alright, we're 2-1. This build's kind of sweet. While we're waiting for the next match to pop, I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I hear streaming Magic 30+ hours a week. I focus primarily on Modern. If you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing. I stream because I love doing it, but I wouldn't be here full-time if it wasn't for the support of all my subscribers. If you're one of the many people in the world who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, that gets you Twitch Prime included with that for free. And Twitch Prime gives you a free channel subscription every single month to a channel of your choice here on Twitch. I'm gonna stand up while we chill. Past subscribing, you can also support my content by supporting some of my very wonderful sponsors. Cardsphere.com will love to help you turn some of your cards into other cards or cash direct with other players. There's no haggling, they just take a 1% fee off the top. Inked Gaming S. Milligan, thank you for that brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags with them. CoolStuffInc.com buy and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. This stream wouldn't be possible without viewers like Anaronix, Justin Nivik, and all of y'all out there. If you are enjoying the content, make sure you hit the follow button at least. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything. It lets you know when I go live and with what. If you can't catch all my stuff while I'm live, be sure to check out my YouTube channel as well. YouTube.com/Jeff Hoagland. 100% of my stuff gets archived there, and I break them up by deck so you can watch just the matches that you care about. When are more decks being added to my website? Peak and Fern, thank you for the 8-month free subscription. I appreciate that. When I get Time Bear, I had artwork commissioned for 6 or 7 more decks, but it takes me like 20 minutes or so for even just for that simple bare bones page that I have up there per deck. And I have to get my article for the week written tonight since I was gone this weekend. So I might have time to put up some more decks tomorrow night, but definitely not before then. Yeah, my record in Indianapolis was that I won every match I played in the Swiss, then I lost in the quarterfinals. It's time for the sub. Well, thank you, hello there. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate the support. Temple Garden, Noble Hierarch. Probably an okay matchup for us. Probably some kind of creature combo deck. Yeah, I agree. Someone asked if I was going to put packs into my configuration of JAC. I think I might actually. The Summoner's Pact seem like they add a really neat angle. They're basically a free cantrip, which is a huge deal. Ooh. Oh, I wonder if they're playing. There was a big Naya deck that had posted a top 32 at the Open, I believe. I did not Stifle Bird a Storm Trigger. Generally speaking, Stifle Birding the actual Storm Trigger is like a last resort, sorry. You generally want to be disrupting the Storm player before they get to that point. Whoa, this might be a record. For people playing bingo at home, MTGO is currently using 2.6 gigabytes of RAM, so I'm going to give it a re-kick here. I might not even wait for this match to finish. It's kind of being pokey. That's a lot of gigabytes, chat. It's a lot of... It's leaking memory all over the place, chat. It's disgusting. All right. Do you think I ran good or just had really good matchups? I think I mulliganed very little and had very reasonable matchups. Jund was probably the hardest matchup I played all weekend. So the stupid Pride Mage with its stupid face. Keeping our enchantments down. Why you have to be so hateful, Quasali Pride Mage? Why? What new angle do you think Delver Fae brings in the format that allows you to do well? I think the big draw to playing the Delver deck that I played is the fact that it is a highly interactive deck that's able to be aggressive when your interaction isn't lining up correctly with what they're doing. So it is an interactive deck first, and it has the ability to simply kill your opponent as a backup game plan. Which, being able to just kill your opponent is very good in Modern. I think if you're somebody who enjoys playing decks like Jeskai or Blue-White Control, you should give the Delver deck I played a try. I think it's very interactive, but it can actually kill people. I think Jeskai is a hard matchup, but I actually think straight Blue-White Control, especially with 2 Burst Lightning and 4 Nimble Obstructionists, is actually pretty favorable. Blue-White Turns was pushed out of the queue for today. We had some large donations that cut decks to the front of the line. So Blue-White taking turns will stay in the donation queue, and it'll, when it comes up to the top, we'll play it then. This is not my deck list. This is a viewer submitted deck list. Somebody won a 64-player PPTQ over the weekend with this. There are a number of small things that I think are a little bit strange and probably inoptimal in this deck list, but I think the Summoner's Pack package is really sweet. Yeah, a few things, Justin. I have my updated list that I think I want to try next on my website here, and I'm going to be writing about it this week for my article. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll tap out. Whew! Please don't have a land. 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 Don't do it to me. Don't play land, opponent. Please just die. Please just die. Come on. Come on. Come on. Just oh, baby. Oh, baby. And this is a good example of how being familiar with fringe decks in Modern earns you a lot of percentage points. If I was playing on the opponent's side, I would have been able to recognize that I was playing JAC based on Mana Dork, Abundant Growth, Sleight of Hand. The Sleight of Hand especially gives it away, I think. And the fact that they were unable to recognize that meant they didn't leave up their Huntmaster of the Fells, which is a big deal. It's probably going to be the reason we kill them. I want to remand this, right? I guess I understand these remands because they actually can trip mid-thing here. I don't think anything else really plays Abundant Growth. That's fair. Even that's a pretty big giveaway. I agree. Okay, the remand was kind of sweet there. And like just the interactions with like the remands and stuff like that is a big part of why I really like, you know, playing deck list card for card that other people have put together. Like, a lot of the choices that this deck had made, I looked like, well, that looks kind of silly. That's probably not good. But, like, as I'm actually playing the deck and getting to, like, play with the cards myself, I'm going, oh, that's actually kind of neat. Like, this feels good. I have this deck listed under Brews in on the deck list section of my website, the version that I've been playing. I think this archetype is very competitive. I think I've played this deck a lot. I actually played this deck at a local team tournament with Matt. The humans matchup is hard for this deck. In fact, this build of this deck, I would estimate probably has a harder humans matchup than even the builds I've played, because this deck's not playing, it only has one Abrupt Decay. It doesn't have Path to Exiles in it. It doesn't have Engineered Explosives. So I think this build's probably pretty bad against humans. This configuration of that, you can beat one Meddling Mage, yeah. You have Glittering Wish for Abrupt Decay. But the build of this archetype that I've played consistently on stream in the past, and again, you can find links and that deck list on my website, has Engineered Explosives and Path to Exile in it. Nephilim does improve the meme capacity tenfold. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, they've been dead for a while. They've been dead for a little bit here. We had enough yet? That's just a concession lockup. Yeah, I do too, Lurking Blade. I think Summoner's Pact plus Eternal Witness seems like a good addition to that deck. Maybe some Twin Flames. You don't know what modern staple Ink-Treader Nephilim does, Deathrite Shaman? No wonder you're banned in Legacy. Just don't even know what Magic cards do. I want to figure out how I want to sideboard. Do I want to board? Oh, that's true. Banishing Knack and Retraction Helix Bounce Meddling Mage. That's fair. I don't think I want to sideboard anything here, right? Yeah, I'm just going to re-kick Moto real quick. What's going on? Punishing Waterfalls. Check it, see. Wreck it, see. Enjoy my beautiful painter servant background for a moment here. Why don't you replace Rex Sage with Harmonic Sliver? That's clutch. That's a clutch suggestion. Because Harmonic Sliver is pactable and wishable. That's quite fantastic. That's a great idea. This Rex Sage should definitely be a Harmonic Sliver. I guess it's harder to cast against Blood Moon. Is that a reason? It's harder to cast against Blood Moon. I'm streaming from a Linux computer currently. It's an Ubuntu 1604 based operating system using the Moksha desktop. You don't always have infinite mana when you need Abrupt Decay. There's often times you're going to need to Abrupt Decay against humans, and the +1 mana is a big deal. So again, this build is different because it has no Manamorphose in it, but the build of this deck that I've played with Manamorphose, I think actually is pretty resilient against Blood Moon. At least in my experience playing it. Yeah, Remand could be a card worth testing in the regular build too, I believe. But I also wouldn't want to make too many changes at the same time. This was a deck list that Zach Elsick found and that Nivik Kool-Aid Maker donated to add to the queue, to bump into the queue for today. No, I just installed this computer before 1804 was released, and I'm not in the business of fixing things that aren't broken. So when I put together, I actually have a giant, I have 3 boxes of computer parts sitting over here behind my other desk chair. When I put together my new computer, I'll install something 1804 based on it, but I'm never in a rush to upgrade things. If stuff works, don't try and break it. Yeah, but Manamorphose in the sideboard isn't very helpful, Cardboard. Like, Ubuntu 16.04 is supported until 2021, so I probably won't reinstall this computer until Ubuntu 20.04. No, I don't think so, Rick. I think part of why Remand is appealing is because of cantrips. I think that the actual effect that it's doing is like whatever. The fact that it cantrips is the reason why I'm interested in playing it. The age of my mouse attests to that. You are not wrong. Morning, Boneless. And again, for the regulars that weren't here earlier to hear me say it, my schedule on my website is accurate. I am going to be offline. I'm going to be offline Thursday and Friday this week because I will be at Gen Con. Speaking of, if you're going to be at Gen Con and you see me, feel free to come up and say hello. Although I suspect I met a lot of people in the Indianapolis area this weekend already. It is just a lot of fun to play, right, Machete? Will there be another Christy Jeff food night coming up? No, I don't go to Gen Con to play Magic. If I made changes in a donation deck, where's the best place to send my updated list? You should just update the URL that you sent me, Craterdom. So just feel free to make changes on the link that you sent me already. And then the day I go to play your deck list, I'll just download the latest list from the URL. Well. Oh. Huh. I think we can kill them next turn. So, Pat, if they don't kill us this turn, we can... Oh, this costs 3. This costs 3. So, if we... Oh, and this costs... Damn, we don't have enough mana because of the Thalia. The Thalia is going to kill us. So, Ink-Treader plus Twinflame plus Eternal Witness plus creatures lets us Splinter Twin them if we had enough mana. We're going to be short on amount of mana, I think, though. Because of the Thalia. But if it wasn't because of the Thalia, we'd actually be able to, like, twin them here, I think. I have no idea what's going on, Bob. Thank you for the 19 months. We're just playing, you know, competitive modern cards. If we draw JAC, they should be dead. Yeah, we have 7 mana next turn. We need 8. We have 7 mana next turn, and we need 8. Ascendancy. Yep. No, I don't think so, Raging Nebula. That deck was pretty bad last time we played it. Felt pretty clunky and bad. Man, Thalia ended up getting... So that would have been a sweet line. So we would have been able to Summoner's Pact for Nephilim, Twinflame, copy everything, have more mana creatures, witness back to Twinflame with the copy, and then keep Twinflaming until we killed them. Huh. Alright, let's run it back. The lines, chat. The lines are something. I don't know about good or bad, but they're definitely something. No, that was game 2, so this is game 3. They know what we're doing. We killed them game 1. Well, I mean, the Dryad Arbor will be summoning sick if you get it mid-combo. Hey, Neris. Good to meet you too this weekend. Let's get Temple Garden. Sylvan Caryatid. Dahlia would be, like, annoying, but at the same time, like, she can't attack, so it's whatever. Voice, that's adorable. When you have to leave your grizzly bear in against the combo deck. Alright, so we need a 1 or 2 mana spell that we can cast next turn, then we'll be on our way. I mean, it technically makes our Remand worse, right? Alright, so I'm going to cast this, and I'm just going to hold up Remand this turn, I think. You got my birds. I mean, hopefully their voice is going to make a token, and then they're going to die to this Remand. Or they're going to die to our dorks next turn. I'm just remanding anything here, basically. Maybe I should only remand a Quazzly Pride Mage. Ooh. Retraction Helix. Candy. Candy. Thanks, Rainy Day. I mean, Ooze isn't great against us, but like, obviously, based on the fact that they have Voice of Resurgence in their deck, they don't have that many cards. In my experience playing JAC, people almost always board in Graveyard Hate against you because they just have so many cards that are terrible against you. So it's just like, while Graveyard Hate isn't amazing, it's just like less bad than other cards that they could potentially have in their deck. The problem with Retraction Helix and Engineered Explosives is that at that point you have too many cards that all they do is interact with your opponent, which makes it difficult to actually combo because you're going to draw too much air too often. Sure, Eidolons are hard. That's why you play other cards that interact. That's why this build has Retraction Helixes. That's why other builds we've played in the past have lots of other cards. Oh, I probably should have played this Ascendancy out before I started doing all this other stuff, huh? Opponent's seen enough. All right, well, we're 3-1. Confirmed a real Modern deck. We fumbled and bumbled a little bit against Tron to start the league. Huh. I am thoroughly impressed with this configuration. Thoroughly impressed. I think the mana base is a little bit medium. I'm not sure if I'm sold on remands and no serum visions, but I like a lot of the ideas that this deck is trying to do. I think if I were to play this again, an easy change I would make would be to play 4 Misties, then play a basic island over the last breeding pool. Yeah, Growth plus Retraction Helix or Banishing Knack gives you infinite draw and untaps, or as many cards you have in your deck, infinite untaps and draws. If they kill our Dorkius Maximus here, we might be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, Flesh Blood in the sideboard should also exist. Yeah, Hallowed Fountain as well tracks. Hallowed Fountain as well, I think. Thanks, Jedi. I appreciate it. You are not, but I do appreciate the congratulations. It felt good to, like, you know, go out and show that I'm not just here because I can't play Magic. I'm here because this is an actual job. It was great to, like, kind of, it felt good to show up with a deck that was just, like, a deck I was playing because I enjoyed playing it and then still be able to do well. Just really, you know, kind of exemplifying, like, why Modern is the popular format that it is. Like, I could have played literally any deck in Modern this past weekend, but I enjoyed playing the Wizards deck, and that's why I played it, and I was able to do well with the deck that I enjoyed playing. Well, we just drew 2 lands off of Goblin Guides in our 17 land deck, so God bless. So, as someone who's something of an expert in, like, playing with crappy decks, I actually think the Wizards deck is pretty great. Not only have other people been posting results with various configurations similar to what I was playing, but it's just doing something that's, like, pretty genuinely powerful. I think we're playing a pretty reasonable collection of Modern cards. Looking for Ascendancy or a Glittering Wish. Freedy of Water, thank you for the 6-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. The reason why the deck is good is because it isn't a Delver deck. It's a deck that plays Delver. And I know that sounds funny to say, right? But in my mind, when people think or say Delver deck, they're not describing a deck that plays Delver. They're describing a specific style of deck and gameplay. And this deck, by and large, doesn't play out like a Delver deck. It doesn't play out by what I feel people mean when they say Delver deck a lot of the time. I feel like when people say, describe a Delver deck, they're describing this very typical, like, my head goes to, like, Temur Delver and Legacy. This resource denial, turbo cantrips, like, you need to get under them or you're not going to win. And, like, this idea that you can, like, play a deck that's has draws that are more controlling, but is still powerful is, like, kind of a foreign concept, I think. Yeah, exactly. So Burgle, this deck is doing two things different from my typical JSC deck, and one of them I think is very good. This deck's playing Summoner's Pact, and it's playing a couple of Eternal Witnesses with them. And the reason why Summoner's Pact feels good, I think, is because it's a 0 mana card that lets us get comboing when we're tapped out, and it replaces itself. So it's basically a 0 mana cantrip in this deck. The other thing this deck is doing is playing this Twinflame package because we have Eternal Witness. Because you technically can, like, go infinite with Twinflame, Eternal Witness, and mana creatures. And there's an Ink-Treader Nephilim to help facilitate that sometimes as well. We have unfortunately kept a 1-lander, though, and have not drawn any spells, so I think we're dead here, which is unfortunate, because we were actually in a pretty good position, I feel like, to beat burn here, but we're definitely dead now. We kept a 1-lander this game. Thanks, Earthbound. I did not. We had a 2.5-hour drive home and we hopped in the car and left. I assume we're dead here. Unless their hand is like all lands and creatures, which is pretty unlikely. Looks like we're heading towards a good old-fashioned 3-2. I don't think I'm supposed to board in Swan Song. I think it's just Remand out, these 3 in. That seems pretty natural. I lost in the quarterfinals, because that's what I do. Losing in the quarterfinals is a good reality check after having an insane run all weekend, because the amount of money you get for losing in the quarterfinals just, like, barely covers the cost of the weekend. You have to winning the tournament is the same as losing in the quarterfinals 10 times, for perspective. I don't think I want Swan Song. DM Hot with the brand new tier 1 sub. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, you know that that's what you're signing up for when you enter the tournament. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see. I picked up a bunch of Twitter followers this weekend, so it'll be interesting to see if the, camera time spent on SCG translates into more Twitch followers and possibly more subscribers. I would wager to guess that it is better than that. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I write off all of my Magic trips as a business expense at the end of the year because they are. I get charged taxes on prize money, so they're a business expense. May I ask what my profit was for the weekend? Post taxes and expenses, because I split with my quarterfinals opponent, I'll probably be up like $300 or $400 maybe somewhere in that range. And like I said, I went into the weekend with the idea that I was setting $300 on fire, right? So like to be up $300 instead of setting $300 on fire, like that's a good weekend. I had fun playing Magic. I met a lot of great people. Your favorite fans, thank you for the $1 donation, saying you are the best. Italy loves you. Well, thank you for the support and the tip. How does a split work? You say to your opponent, would you like to split the amount of money we make for this tournament regardless of the result of this match? And then they say yes or no. And if they say yes, then after we get paid our prize money for the tournament, they send whatever the appropriate amount from the split was from the person that made more to the person that ended up getting less from the tournament. It is legal to split your prizes in a tournament. It is not legal to split your prizes in exchange for a match result. So that's the technical legal details of that. Feels bad, man. Oh, we can wish for Manamorphose. Oh, that doesn't work, though. That wish for Manamorphose doesn't work. Because we don't have 2 mana left over. Nope. It's all on your honor Twitch user account. I've personal split with a lot of people over the years, and I've never gotten screwed on it. Most people are reasonable and honorable. And a lot of people, like, you know, they're going to continue to play Magic in the community. So, like, if someone agrees to split with someone and then goes back on it, like, that's going to get around. Yeah, I guess we wish and then go off next turn. I guess that's the line. This basic forest is truly rancid. There is a reason why there is no basic forest in my configuration of Ascendancy. There is a basic island. Oh yeah, they have a Rift Bolt on suspend here too. I forgot about that. We're super dead. Yeah, the packs have been great. So, thoughts on this weird version of Ascendancy? Thoughts on this weird version of Ascendancy. So, there were some things I liked here and some things I didn't like. Easy things to talk about not liking. I think not having a Flesh Blood in the sideboard is probably bad, even though we were able to play through it. It just, like, makes things so much easier in a lot of spots, but maybe with the Twin Flames, we just don't need it. I kind of feel like I want to wear Terror in the sideboard, but again, maybe that's me hanging on too much. This Heroic Intervention seems too cute. I don't know, that's weird. This is like a weird random one of. I feel like the Summoners packs were absurd. I really like the idea of that. It's basically a free cantrip just because it puts a card back into our hand. I think the mana base is kind of a hot mess here. I think I want 4 Misty Rainforest instead of these Wooded Foothills. I want a basic island and a Hallowed Fountain to go along with that too. Honestly, I think the Dryad Arbor is bad. I think while the idea of having a fetchable mana dork is like super appealing to a lot of people, the fact that it only makes green mana makes it not that useful. I guess if you combined it with Abundant Growth, it like kinda does something, but that seems like a lot of moving parts. Seems like a lot of moving parts. Again, I think the Jeskai Ascendancy deck as an archetype is very reasonable. I've played other iterations of this deck a ton on stream. You can find them on my YouTube channel for sure. And they have a page on my website already. I'm slowly adding more decks to that. All right, so up next, though, we had another Cut the